If you're familiar with tobacco, let's say corn, wheat, any of those crops, then it will be a lot easier for you to understand what we do here, because you practically will do exactly the same as if you're going to plant any of those crops. But when it comes to bananas, guess what? There will be three things that are going to be kind of unique. The first thing happens to be the drainage system. You guys haven't actually have been lucky, because you haven't seen the rainfall in this side of the country. We receive about 200 inches of water per year. San Diego, California is only 5 inches.
Really
My hometown, Siquirres, where you're going to have lunch later on. About 3 weeks ago, during the weekend, less than 3 days, we had 11.5 inches of water.
Wow. Twice as much as we get in
Imagine, in a year. Are you from San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So it rains a lot. Just to help you picture the idea again. The last flood we had in this side of the country, it was raining so heavily that the rivers were flooding, sweeping away the farms. Only in the banana industry, we lost close to $38 million in less than 3 days because of the rainfall. Now, reading your body language, it seems like you are thinking, how come you guys are so stupid to still producing bananas, knowing that you're going to lose so much money? That doesn't make sense. Then the question is, why you stay here? Well, the reason actually has to do with the water. You see, the body of this plant happens to be about 90% of water. In a sunny day like today, one single adult plant could easily take out of the soil close to 36 liters of water per day.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you think about it, I guess you guys probably had the college macroeconomics or microeconomics. That will be the minimum size of whatever you're producing in order to be profitable. In bananas, given the conditions in Costa Rica, as an average, it would be 200 hectares of land. 1 hectare equals to 2.4 acres. Better yet, to help you picture the idea, 1 hectare is almost the same size of 1 soccer field. So if you put together 200 of those, that will be the average size of 1 banana farm. But then the density, the number of banana plants per hectare will be about 1,500 plants per hectare. So if you start thinking about the numbers, you will have to multiply 36 liters of water per plant times 1,500 plants per hectare times 200 hectares of land times 365 days a year. I mean, it's a huge amount of water. So that's the reason we don't complicate, neither complain about the rainfall here. Instead, what we do, actually we take it as a blessing. Instead of complaining about the water, what we do is just get rid of the excess using what we call, and this will be the first thing that you will need, the drainage system. If you just take a look down there, you might notice that there is like a big dish, and you could see those elephant ear leaves right there. Those are used to protect the soil from erosion, because when it rains, it will just wash the walls, and then it will be a complication. So you use those to protect the drainage. But basically, the drainage is used to keep what we call the water table, the underground water, to be 1.20 meters from the surface of the soil. If the water happens to be higher than that, close to the root system, then you will be dealing with 3 big problems. And I'm talking about nematodes, bacteria, and fungus. If the water happens to be too deep into the soil, the plant will be wasting a lot of energy searching for that water. And obviously, we'd rather have that energy invested in the bunch of bananas. So that will be the first thing, the drainage. The second thing, you already walk under it, is what we call the cableway system. You notice that these guys are pulling bananas hanging from that cableway. That cableway system will be, as an average, about 25-30 miles. It is the highway system inside of the farm. In other words, it is the only way to bring in inputs like fertilizer, equipment, and so on, as well as to transport the bananas from the field to the packing plant. The cable has a slab, but then you will harvest those bunches of bananas, and then you will tie them with a roller. The roller is like a couple of wheels, hanging there. So then you put 25 bunches together, and you call that a banana train. You put 3 of them together, and you use a mule to pull them to the packing plant. Obviously, you got to be close to the mule, because if the mule starts running, you got to protect your cargo, because it will just fall down. But that's the idea. The cableway system will be the second thing. The third thing is right above us. If you just take a look right there, you might notice that there is a cable with some twines hanging. But if you take a better look, you might notice that just 5 meters away from it, there is another one right above here. 5 meters away, in other words, every 5 meters, you have one of those cables going above the farm, from one side of the farm all the way to the other side. Picture 500 acres of land with cables every 5 meters. It's a big investment. It's about 300 kilometers of cables covering the entire farm. But then this is going to be used to do what we call propping. Propping has to be done because, as you already know, the body of the plant is almost water. The weight of one bunch of bananas could go up to 120 pounds. As an average, it will be 60, 70 pounds, meaning that whenever the wind blows, the plant could easily collapse. So you need to find a way to help the plant to stay standing. And the way you do it is you're going to tie the plant from above, like in this case, or that case, you can see the twine right there.
Right.
And then you just throw the twine over the cable, and then the plant will be hanging from it. Whenever the wind blows, the plant is not going to fall down because it is tied from above. With this system, even though it's very expensive, we rather use this one than the other one that is a lot cheaper. With the other system, what people are doing, the competition, what they are doing is, instead of building this overhead system, they just tie the plant from above, bring the twine, and then they tie it to another plant. So two plants will be providing support to one. But at the end, all the plants are going to be tied together. Whenever the wind blows, I mean, you have three big disadvantages. You have like the dominoes effect first. Secondly, with this system, you could see the twine hanging there. At any time, you could just bring people to start cleaning those cables, collect the twine, take it to the recycling plant, and that would be it. With the other system, the twine will be on the ground, contaminating the soil. And thirdly, when it's raining, with the other system, those twines on the way, you have this, the people carrying a bunch of bananas, some of them with a machete sometimes. I mean, it's very dangerous. And then, because of it, people will be more concerned about their safety rather than taking care of a bunch of bananas. So with that system, the quality will be diminishing.